If your knees feel stiff, your balance is a little off, or you're waking up more tired than rested, the problem might not be your age. It might be what's on your plate. Believe it or not, some of the vegetables you've been eating for years, thinking they're healthy, could actually be speeding up inflammation, draining your energy, and making your legs and brain feel older than they should. That's because after 60, our bodies process foods differently. Circulation slows, inflammation creeps in, and certain healthy vegetables can quietly work against you instead of for you. It's not about giving up vegetables. It's about knowing which ones still serve your body at this stage of life, because what worked in your 30s or 40s may not be helping now. Today, you're going to learn the 3 vegetables you might want to avoid, especially if you're dealing with joint pain, brain fog, or poor balance, and the 3 you should start adding right away to feel stronger, steadier, and more energized. If you're over 60, I'd love to hear from you. Which vegetable do you eat most often? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Health 365 for more tips that help you live strong, clear, and confident every single day. Now, let's begin with one of the most comforting and most misleading vegetables in senior diets. Let's start with a vegetable that shows up on almost every senior's dinner plate: the white potato. Mashed, baked, or fried, potatoes have been a comfort food for generations. They're warm, familiar, and often served with love at family dinners. But after 60, they may not be comforting your body the way you think. Here's why. White potatoes have a high glycemic index, which means they break down quickly into sugar in your body. That sudden spike and crash in blood sugar doesn't just affect your energy, it stresses your blood vessels and quietly fuels inflammation. Over time, this inflammation starts to damage the smallest blood vessels, especially in places like your legs, feet, and brain, areas already vulnerable in older adults. You may not notice it overnight, but slowly, signs start to appear. Waking up with stiff knees, feet that feel cold or numb, struggling to stay steady on the stairs. You might assume it's just normal aging, but it could be the result of years of silent inflammation caused by the foods you trust the most. White potatoes are also lacking in antioxidants, the compounds that protect your cells from damage. That pale, starchy color? It's a sign that they offer very little defense against oxidative stress. And when you add butter, sour cream, cheese, or bacon bits, that's even more saturated fat, sodium, and artery strain, which means even more pressure on your heart and circulation. But don't worry, you don't have to give up comfort food altogether. There's a smarter swap that's just as satisfying and actually helps your joints and circulation. In fact, one senior we spoke to made just one change, swapping his mashed potatoes for steamed broccoli, and the results in just 2 weeks were surprising. Now let's move to the second vegetable that often hides in plain sight: eggplant. It looks elegant, it roasts beautifully, and it shows up in many Mediterranean-style dishes. But for many older adults, especially those dealing with joint stiffness or nerve pain, eggplant may be doing more harm than good. Here's why. Eggplant belongs to a group of vegetables called nightshades, which also includes white potatoes, tomatoes, and bell peppers. These plants contain a natural chemical called solanine, a compound the plant uses to defend itself against pests. But in your body, solanine can quietly irritate joints, nerves, and blood vessels. It doesn't always cause a sudden reaction. In fact, that's what makes it so sneaky. The effect is slow, low-grade inflammation that builds up over time. Maybe your knees feel swollen in the morning. Maybe your legs feel heavier, and stairs start to feel like a chore. Your balance might seem off, not because your muscles are weak, but because your nerves aren't firing as quickly as they used to. That's the issue. Solanine can interfere with how signals travel from your brain to your legs, making movements feel clumsy, unstable, or slow. And when your body doesn't cooperate, your confidence suffers. You might start to avoid walking long distances or stop going out with friends because you just don't feel steady. Eggplant can also sneak into meals without much notice, grilled, stewed, blended into sauces. So you might be eating it regularly without realizing it could be part of the problem. Now, this doesn't mean every senior needs to give up all nightshades forever, but if you're dealing with joint aches, nerve discomfort, or poor coordination, try removing eggplant for just 2 to 3 weeks. Track how you feel. Are your joints less stiff? Is your energy better? Is your balance improving? If the answer is yes, you've found a trigger. The good news: there are plenty of vegetables that don't cause these issues, and we'll get to those soon. But first, there's one more healthy-looking veggie that could be quietly messing with your digestion, your joints, and even your brain clarity. Let's talk about green bell peppers next. They show up in salads, stir-fries, and sandwiches. They're affordable, low in calories, and easy to toss into just about any meal. But here's the part most people don't know. For seniors, especially those with joint pain, digestive issues, or brain fog, green bell peppers may be quietly doing harm. Why? The answer lies in a group of natural plant proteins called lectins. These are defense compounds that help protect plants from pests. But in the human body, especially one that's aging, lectins can irritate the lining of your gut. Over time, they may block nutrient absorption, inflame the intestinal wall, and even allow tiny particles to leak into your bloodstream. This condition is sometimes called leaky gut, and it's been linked to chronic inflammation, joint pain, fatigue, and even reduced cognitive function. The tricky part is that these effects build slowly. Maybe you've been feeling a bit bloated lately. Maybe your joints ache more than usual, or your balance feels slightly off. It's easy to blame aging, but sometimes it's not your age. It's your digestion quietly triggering an immune response, day after day. What makes green bell peppers especially problematic is that they're just the unripe version of red, yellow, or orange peppers. And unripe peppers have more lectins and fewer antioxidants than their ripened cousins. So while they might look healthy, they're offering less protection and possibly creating more stress for your body. Now, you might be thinking, but I've always eaten peppers. That's okay. You don't have to give them up forever. But if you've been dealing with joint soreness, bloating, or brain fog, try this. Cut out green bell peppers for just 2 to 3 weeks. Then, gently reintroduce red or yellow peppers instead. They're naturally sweeter, have more vitamin C and beta-carotene, and are less irritating to the gut and joints. Sometimes, the smallest food swaps can lead to the biggest improvements in how you feel. And now that we've covered the 3 vegetables you may want to avoid, white potatoes, eggplant, and green bell peppers, it's time for the best part. Let's turn the page now. You've learned which vegetables might be slowing you down. But the good news is there are others that can help you move forward with strength, clarity, and confidence. The first on that list is one you probably already have in your kitchen: bright orange, sweet, and crunchy. Carrots. They're simple, affordable, and often overlooked. But for seniors, carrots are more than just a healthy snack. They're a strategic ally for aging well. Why? Because carrots are rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A is essential for maintaining sharp vision, especially in low light. That matters more than most people realize. After 60, our eyes naturally begin to decline. Reading becomes harder. Faces get blurry. Night driving feels more stressful. But a diet rich in beta-carotene can slow that process, helping you stay visually alert and independent for longer. But carrots don't stop at vision. Their antioxidants also protect your nerves and your blood vessels, especially in the legs and feet, where poor circulation and nerve damage often start. That means stronger signals between your brain and your muscles, which leads to better balance, quicker reflexes, and less risk of falls. And for those who've been feeling unsure on their feet, that's a powerful gift. Let's not forget another benefit: a stronger immune system. Vitamin A helps keep your defenses up, especially as natural immunity begins to slow with age. So when you reach for carrots, you're not just feeding your body, you're fortifying it. And the best part? Carrots are easy to prepare. Lightly steamed or roasted with olive oil keeps the nutrients intact and even helps your body absorb more of them. Avoid deep frying or overcooking. Too much heat breaks down their antioxidant power. You don't need a fancy meal plan or exotic vegetables. Just one serving of carrots a day, sliced with lunch, blended into soup, or paired with a light dinner, can make a real difference in how you feel, move, and even think. Now let's talk about a vegetable that doesn't get much attention, but might just be one of the most powerful foods for seniors: broccoli. It's not flashy. It's not trendy. But it works. And for people over 60, that's exactly what we need. Food that quietly strengthens your body where it matters most. Broccoli is rich in a natural compound called sulforaphane, found in cruciferous vegetables. Sulforaphane is like a master switch. It turns on your body's anti-inflammatory and detox systems, protecting your cells from damage at the source. That matters because as we get older, inflammation becomes one of the silent culprits behind joint pain, memory problems, fatigue, and even balance issues. Broccoli helps stop that inflammation before it takes root. But it doesn't stop there. Broccoli also delivers a powerhouse of vitamin K, calcium, fiber, and folate. These nutrients help strengthen your bones, keep your arteries flexible, support digestion, and improve brain clarity, all areas that tend to weaken with age. And remember Harold? The 72-year-old man who ate mashed potatoes every night? Once he swapped them out for steamed broccoli just a few nights a week, the difference was almost immediate. Less swelling in his knees, stronger, more stable legs, more energy during the day. After 2 weeks, he told us, "I don't dread the stairs anymore." That one small change gave him back a sense of control over his body. The truth is, broccoli works in ways supplements can't. It supports blood sugar stability, so you don't crash after meals. It improves circulation, which boosts energy and helps nutrients reach your muscles and brain. And its antioxidants fight the oxidative stress that leads to mental fog and slower reflexes. Now, how you cook broccoli makes a big difference. Boiling it too long can destroy sulforaphane, so lightly steaming it or sautéing with olive oil is best. That way, you preserve the healing compounds while making it delicious and easy to digest. So if you're looking for one vegetable that checks nearly every box, joint support, brain clarity, blood sugar control, and daily energy, broccoli might be your new best friend. And next, we'll move on to one last green: soft, leafy, and packed with natural nitrates that boost circulation and sharpen your thinking almost immediately. Let's talk about spinach. It's soft, leafy, and often seen as just another green on the plate. But for seniors, spinach isn't just healthy, it's deeply strategic. This one simple plant helps support 3 of the most important systems in your body: your circulation, your brain, and your muscles. The secret lies in its natural nitrate content. When you eat spinach, These plant-based nitrates get converted in your body into nitric oxide, a molecule that helps relax and widen your blood vessels. That means better blood flow, especially to the legs, heart, and brain. And when blood flows better, oxygen gets delivered faster, reflexes get sharper, and muscles respond more quickly. It's not magic. It's just biology working with the right fuel. You might be surprised to learn that many falls don't actually start with weak legs. They start with slow communication between the brain and muscles. When your body hesitates even for a second, that delay can lead to a stumble. Spinach helps bridge that gap, so you move with more stability and confidence. But there's more. Spinach is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that protect your eyes, particularly the macula, the part of your retina responsible for clear, sharp vision. That's crucial after 60, when macular degeneration becomes more common. Being able to read clearly, recognize faces, drive safely, and move through your home with certainty, that's independence, and spinach helps preserve it. It also packs a full range of folate, magnesium, and vitamin K, which support everything from your mood and energy levels to bone strength and nerve function. So yes, something as simple as a handful of spinach a day can help you feel more balanced, physically and emotionally. Now, how should you prepare it? Avoid overboiling, which can strip away many of its nutrients. Instead, try lightly sautéing it with olive oil or tossing it into a morning smoothie. Raw spinach in salads is great too. You don't need much. Just a small handful daily can give your brain, legs, and heart a gentle but powerful boost. So let's bring it all together. You've now seen the quiet truth. Not all vegetables are helpful after 60, and some may even be slowing you down without you realizing it. As we age, food becomes more than just fuel. It becomes a daily decision about how we want to feel, move, and live. That's why it's so important to avoid hidden triggers like white potatoes, eggplant, and green bell peppers, and instead lean into foods that actively support your well-being, like carrots, broccoli, and spinach. These aren't just healthy choices. They're powerful tools for building better balance, sharper thinking, and stronger legs, one meal at a time. And if you've ever thought, maybe this is just what getting older feels like, think again. You have more control than you think. Every bite is a new chance to choose clarity, energy, and independence. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which vegetable surprised you the most today? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Health 365 so you never miss another simple step toward feeling your best. Because your body is still listening, and with every wise choice, you're telling it something powerful. I'm still here, I still care, and I still want to live well.